When I was your age, I had the fear of failure. Fear that I would try again and just never succeed. And my mom used to kind of teach out of fear. She'd say, you better not fail, you better not fail, you better not fail. And eventually I was like, if I'm not supposed to fail, maybe I shouldn't try. Then I had a fear of rejection because I had reached out a few times, I got rejected, and it hurt. So I labeled myself not enough. I told you earlier, if you label yourself, then you limit yourself. So if you label yourself not enough, then you'll never be enough until you remove that label.
Fear has no place in your success equation. Anytime I feel it creeping up the back of my neck, I remind myself of that old saying, fear is just false evidence of things appearing real. What's the worst that can happen if you take a risk and it doesn't work out? So you fail. But guess what? Failure always brings you a gift. And that gift is called experience. Now you know how to do it better. Now you know how to do it differently. Now you know how to do it successfully.
It's the number one fear is fear of failure.
Yes.
And so I like to take things a step further. I'm always like, why, till I get to the very last why I can get, because that's really where the truth always is.
Yes.
And so why is as human beings, the biggest fear failure? Well, it's because we don't want to be embarrassed, right? So it's really ultimately fear of embarrassment, which then led me to fear of what other people think of me is the real root of the issue. So that is where I spend a lot of time working myself too. I've been a student of that for since I'm 16. I've been working on not caring what other people think about me. And it took me a minute, but I realized that not caring what other people think about me doesn't have to mean I don't care about them, which is a big, important thing to recognize. But, and I will practice embarrassing myself, Tony. I intentionally embarrass myself. I mean, I'll randomly just start singing in an elevator and it's super embarrassing and everyone looks at me like I'm crazy, or, if I notice, I will feel if it's been too long since I've been really mortally embarrassed, and then I will do it, because if you're seeking it, it loses its power over you, then all of a sudden it's like, well, being embarrassed is the goal. And what I also realized by being embarrassed over and over again, it makes a great story. I mean, a lot of people will get embarrassed, and then the worst thing to do is be like, I hope no one saw that. I hope, I never want to talk about that again, or whatever. I'm like, hey guys, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And I realize it's one of the best ways to connect with other humans. So they're gifts. I'm like, every time I'm embarrassed, it's such a gift. What can I do with that?
Be real with me. How many of y'all have the fear of failure? The fear of rejection? The fear of not being good enough? And then all of those fears give you anxiety. Fear and anxiety come from uncertainty, and uncertainty comes when there's a choice or a decision in your life that needs to be made. When you don't know something, when you don't know about someone, when you don't even know yourself, that comes with a lot of anxiety.
You got to start looking at your life. It ain't about going to church or mosque or synagogue or hanging on the corner. You got to be a lot more responsible for the life that God gave you than what you're showing right now. Or you're going to pay a price for wasting God's life. He didn't bring you here for you to waste your life away in foolishness. All the gifts and talents that are buried within yourself that you know are there, and you won't use your gifts, use your talent, make excuses for yourself. You won't be an example for your children or for your community. You got to pay for that.
Man, your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears. That's why you have to have big dreams. Because your dreams have to be bigger than all your fears and all your consequences. What makes people go back is you dream too small. See, your problem in life ain't if you aim too high and you miss it. Your problem in life is if you aim too low and you hit it. You messed up now. So when you aim to the moon and you miss, you still amongst the stars.
Do you have something to say that you're not saying? If you do, then it's your fault. This is your fault. It's your problem. And you might say, well, I'm too afraid to talk. It's like, fair enough. How afraid are you not to talk? You know, people say to me frequently, they compliment me on my bravery. And I think, you don't understand. I'm not brave. I don't like conflict. I'm way more afraid of losing control of my tongue than I am of the consequences of saying what I have to say. Because I know what happens when we allow other people to control our tongues. It's not good.
No one's gonna fucking come to help me. No one's gonna fucking come to help me. It's fucking me against me, period. And so I had to man up. And I said, the first thing I gotta start doing is facing every fucking fear I have. No matter what the fuck it is, man. When you face these things and so many things, how they keep you up and haunt you at night. At 24 years old, knowing when I'm 50 fucking years old, I can reflect on this and think about what guy I never became. Or I can totally just sack it up and fail and fail and fail until I succeed.
Is it better to be loved or feared?
It's a good question. It's nice to be both, but it's very difficult. But if I had my choice, I would rather be feared. Fear lasts longer than love. Friendships that are bought with money mean nothing. You see how it is around here. I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. It's fear that keeps them loyal to me.
I hate that feeling of fear. I hate being afraid. I was a very fearful kid. I was afraid of the dark. I was afraid of heights. I froze rock climbing, you know, and my friends made fun. I hated that idea. And I made myself get over those fears.
Yeah.
Right? And now I'm no longer. But if anything comes up to me, and I know you relate to this, if I feel frightened of it, I have to attack it. I have to go in. Because I'm terrified that it will creep into other areas of my life and just start to take over. So you cannot get rid of those nerves or the fear. You can't get rid of them. And they appear for a reason. Because maybe you need to do more work. Maybe you're not ready. That fear drives you. You see, without that fear, you would not be here today.
And the lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Just don't go. Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything's up to the stepping out. There's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life.